Alright, what up? It's Shankster94, and welcome to the 45th weekly Q&A. I'm your host, the Gamer Shankster, aka Shankster94, and this is a place for you guys to ask questions, receive answers, communicate with each other, and to have pitiful comment wars with each other, and to put each other within your supposed scenarios for zombie apocalypses and whatnot. And alrighty. So, who do we got? Alright, so for now, slow mode is off, because White Chatron thinks it's going to be slow because it's late. We'll see, though. Alright, so we got White Chatron, got Knight Wemo, Smith Wesson, Murat Balamza, Shinobi03. A lot of regulars here. I like it. Alright, so Murat Balam, let's go ahead and start the 1 hour timer now. Here we go. Alright, so Murat Balamza, Resident Evil 2 Claire, Degeneration Claire, Rev 2 Claire, most to least. Okay. Most to least favorite. So most favorite out of all of those, specifically, I'm gonna go with Degeneration Claire, then Resident Evil 2 Claire, then finally Rev 2 Claire. Okay, see, I'm already like slugging behind because they're just flowing in, and you don't have a 2-minute thing. We'll see. Also, Murat Balamza, yes, opinion on Resident Evil 1, 2, and 7. Why those three specifically? Well, Resident Evil 2 is my favorite, that's for sure. It just has a spectacular plot, and it features like the only time a supposed Resident Evil couple actually does something. Resident Evil 1 is the original game. It started the franchise, so I give it high props. Resident Evil 7, I feel like, is one of the best Resident Evils come in a long time, since Resident Evil 4. And I personally believe it was another milestone for the series. Alright, Wyatt Chatron, what's up? Did I hear about Trump's meeting with North Korea? If it happened in if it happened either today or yesterday, then no, I haven't heard about it, because these are the 2 days of the week that I don't follow the news since it's my days off. But that's kind of interesting. Trump actually met with North Korea, like with Kim Jong-un. I need to look up on that. Whoa, W. Is my favorite dimensional transcender back here to talk philosophy. Sweet. Alright, Murat Balamza, suspended, zombie, elephant, and gigabyte. Most to least scary. Most to least scary, huh? So the most scary out of those three, I would say, is the gigabyte, then the suspended, and then finally zombie elephant. White Chatron, did I know that I can apparently flip the jet ski when I catch some air in Resident Evil 4? At the end level scenario, Murat pointed it out in the comment. It's one of the extremely rare things in Resident Evil 4 that you didn't know. Well, until I saw that comment between you guys, I didn't know about it either, so no. And that's something I would love to actually feature, too, so I'm glad it got pointed out. So, yeah, that just goes to show, Murat, you don't have to be discouraged from pointing stuff out, even though Wyatt Chatron is pretty much going to be my guide for Resident Evil 4. Because, yeah, he didn't know about that. Gavin Cottle, how long did it take, do I think, Resident Evil 2 Remake will take to make? I don't know. If they've been developing this whole time, which I really hope they have, then I would imagine it would come out no later than next year. I would hope so. You're here, Max Park. Sweet. Alright, Murat Balamza. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put slow mode on because I'm getting behind already. Sorry, Wyatt Chatron, I know you hate that, but I'm gonna have to do it. So, info and settings. Alright, back to live control. Okay. So, where was I? Also, it looks like my stream status is coming out as bad, so if I'm buffering a bit, I can't tell if I am or not, but if I am, I apologize. Alright, so, last question. Mariah Balam's at Liquor, Crimson Head, Bloodshot, most to least scary. We'll go... That's a good one. But I'm gonna go with Crimson Head, Liquor, then Bloodshot. Amar Smojlovic. Alright. What do I think is the worst boss in Resident Evil 7? The worst boss. Who do I think is the worst boss in Resident Evil 7? The worst boss... I would have to... I'm going with Marguerite Baker. She's the worst boss. Wyatt Chotrid. My most and least favorite thing about my remake full play. My most favorite thing about remake is the amount of variety that game has in it, to a degree. And my least favorite thing about the full play of remake is how many playthroughs I decided to do. Because I have second thoughts, but I did all 12 of them now, so there's no point in thinking of what could have happened. Yeah. Shinobi 03. Do I feel playing Resident Evil became more of a chore than fun to me? So, when it comes to the full plays, maybe. A little bit. It's like half and half. Like, it's half become a chore and half I'm doing it because it's my channel is all about, and I decided to strive through it. And I'm the one who decided to do it like no one else has. So I call them full plays rather than your typical cookie-cutter Let's Play that hundreds of other YouTubers have already done. So, I'm just trying to differentiate from everybody else. Wyatt Chatron, is it a relief that I'm all done with my remake full play, or would I gladly do it all over again for the lulz? Yeah, it's a huge relief I'm done with remake. I wouldn't have been able to do it much longer, really. And I feel like a lot of people by now were getting tired of it too. No one really actually put in the comments, necessarily, that they think it's ridiculous I'm doing it this many times. Then again, though, only a few hundred people are actually watching these full plays out of the near 7,000 subscribers that I have, which I still don't understand why is the case. Also, Wyatt Trend, can I name one thing Resident Evil 7 genuinely does better than Resident Evil 4? Does better than Resident Evil 4. Probably induce the horror element, more or less, with the first person and the up in your face type stuff. Max Park. What will I do after I upload Epilogue of Remake? I will begin my remastered weapon review. Yep. In the process of creating the epilogue and bonus video, I'm going to make specific save points for the weapon review as well. So, shouldn't take too long, hopefully. I mean, if you've been subscribing to me since before my full plays, then you would know that back in the day, it used to take me lots of time to create videos. So, once I upload the epilogue and bonus video, I can't really give you an estimate of when I would upload the weapon review, because those take a lot longer to edit than full plays. Because literally in the full plays, the only thing I'm editing really are the door animations. I'm just editing all of those out. If I decided not to edit out the door animations, the full plays would be a lot longer, but I would get them out to you guys faster. So, it's like a compensation thing. Alright, Wyatt Chatron. Smith & Wesson 4506 or the Glock 18C to survive the Hunter R plus Hunter Elite Apocalypse. Glock 18C. Whoa W. Do I think the school system has failed or improved the lives of American children? Honestly, considering it's been 6 years since I was even part of a school system, really. With all the news I'm hearing, it sounds like we're getting worse, to be completely honest. Amar Smajlovic. What is the best weapon for the whole Resident Evil series? So, what I say is completely opinionated and subjective, so no one emphasize on it, but the best weapon in the whole Resident Evil series for me is the PRL 412 from Resident Evil 4. It's my favorite weapon. Best weapon, maybe a better answer would be any revolver type of Magnum. Murat Balamza, Resident Evil 1 Hunter, Sweeper, and Operation Raccoon City Hunter. Hardest to easiest to kill. Okay, well, I don't have a lot of experience with the Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City Hunter, so it's kind of hard for me to answer that. But to be honest, I've mastered killing Resident Evil 1 Hunter, so for me, they're not that hard to kill. So we'll go Sweeper, Orc Hunter, 1 Hunter for hardest to easiest. White Chatron, do I own a high-end gaming keyboard or high-end keyboard of any kind? No, I don't. And you recommend I buy a DAS keyboard. Look it up, huh? Real quickly. Google Images DAS keyboard. Oh, I've seen these. These things are pretty dope. I actually would like one of these. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Alrighty. Murat Balamza, Reaper, Rascalpange, or Revenant? And Revenant. Most to least scary. Alright, scary. Reaper, Rascalpange, Revenant. Man, those are good choices. Most to least, we'll go Reaper, Revenant, Rascalpange. The Rascalpange didn't really scare me that much, other than just make me laugh. Murat Balamza remake Cerberus, or Cerberus, non-mutated Colmillo, okay, and mutated Adjul. Most to least scary. I actually forgot what the Adjuls are. I have to look it up. I don't even know what game they're from. Resident Evil Wiki, Adjul. Let me guess, it's a dog, because you've been naming dogs. Oh, it's the Resident Evil 5 dog. Okay. So, Adjule. So, basically, a Cerberus from Remake, a Colmillo, and an Adjule. Mutated. But no, against a non-mutated Colmillo. So, when it comes to scary, we'll go... I'd say the non-mutated Colmillo is actually pretty creepy. Regardless, that's not mutated yet. Then the Cerberus, then Adjul. The Adjul in Resident Evil 5 doesn't scare me at all. They look like regular dogs for the most part until they mutate, but even though you just listed mutated, it's still not that scary to me. Wyatt Chatron, do I own a high-end gaming mouse or a high-end mouse of any kind? No. I don't own anything really high-end gaming, necessarily. Whoa, W, did I know that if I take enough damage on the gondola in Resident Evil 4, it will manipulate in the game difficulty and make a pack of enemies not spawn Mater in the castle? What is gondola? I think you worded that wrong, WoW. If you meant, I don't know if you meant Ganado, because there's no gondola in Resident Evil. Gavin Cottle, did I know some countries' cultures see werewolves as saviors, protectors instead of monsters, demons? That's not hard to believe. Are we a country that thinks they're monsters and demons? Werewolves? Man of Muff. Anybody got not invited to the party? I'm doing good, Man of Muff. Murat Balamza, which character do I like to play more in Resident Evil 6's campaign? Jake or Sherry? I like to play Jake more than Sherry. Wyatt Chatron, do I own a gaming router? No. Would I ever consider getting one? No. Amar Smojlovic, do I think the Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 7 is the true Chris? Yeah. It's been proven by now, so I'm not going to disbelieve it. Hi, Jeva Ikramula. Like that. Alright. Eddie the Not So Great. What YouTube channels do I watch? I love to watch Vsauce, the Slow-Mo Guys, Markiplier, the Family Feud channel, Braille Skateboarding, Major Crew, just to name a few. I have like 60 subscriptions to be total, but can't name them all off the top of my head. Colin, I'm just going to go with Colin. I'm not going to read the numbers. Do I prefer Resident Evil 1 or Rev 1 raid mode or Rev 2 raid mode? Playing Rev 2 raid mode right now while you're watching this. Out of the two modes, I think I prefer... I feel like someone asked me this before, and I feel like I said Rev 2. I think I prefer Rev 2 raid mode more. Yeah. Smith Wesson, fully upgraded hand cannon from Resident Evil 4. Yeah. Or level 100 Grim Reaper Pale Rider with level 20 damage from Rev 2. We'll go with a fully upgraded hand cannon from Resident Evil 4. Man of Muff, it's 8:10 in the morning there. Not too early. Shinobi 03. Am I a fan of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World? I haven't watched it, like any rendition of it, so not really. I'm not against it, though. Murat Balamza, first El Gigante, Indisu, and second Ogremon. Hardest to easiest to kill. Those are very specific, Murat. Let me see, the very first El Gigante in Resident Evil 4, that's when they pull him out, right? Endisu is basically El Gigante in Resident Evil 5. Yeah. And the second Ogremon. Hardest to easiest to kill. We'll go with the second Ogremon, then first El Gigante, then Endisu. I didn't really have trouble defeating the Endisu in Resident Evil 5. Wyatt Chatrin, you'll DM me on Twitter probably tomorrow to set up another Skype show. Gotcha. Alright, Eric Winters. If a secret society tried to recruit me, would I join? Would I join if they threaten to kill everyone I know and love? It depends on the society. If they're a worldwide feared organization, no. If they're a worldwide renowned organization, I would. But then again, you just said secret society, so no one's not going to know about it. Whoa, W. Did I know that Professional in Resident Evil 4 has the in-game difficulty at the highest point? I mean, it only makes sense. This actually causes speedrun to be made for Pro Mode that can manipulate enemy mechanics. That's interesting to know. Regardless, I'm going to play it at a considerably normal pace. Knight Wemos, what's my most intense boss fight in Resident Evil 4? The most intense boss fight? One of them is Krauser, I would say. Either that or Verdugo. Jeva Ikramula. It's 110 there in Indonesia. Right in the middle of the afternoon. Very convenient for you, maybe. Depending if you... Yeah. Murat Balamza, U3, U8, and Sadler. Separate ways. Hardest to easiest to kill. Okay. U8... No. Hardest to easiest. God, I keep going the wrong way. Hardest to easiest. So, Sadler, U3, then U8. Yeah, we'll go with that. Wyatt Shotron, be forced to give 75% of all of my future income to Murat Balamza, or be forced to play Russian roulette with Man of Muff. The loser dies. Of course they die. It's Russian roulette. Well, with how much effort Murat Balamza puts into his essays of informative things about future games, he probably deserves that much of my income, so we'll just go with that. Eric Winters, alright, get killed. Of course, you're the one who goes for the girlfriend. Get killed by my girlfriend because she got super jealous, or get killed by a ripped tall dude she cheated on me who got engaged when he found out. Enraged, not engaged, when he found out about me. I guess I would rather get killed by my girlfriend because she got super jealous. Whoa, W. Would I play Russian roulette with a repeater pistol. No. Murat Balamza, mutated Mr. X, Nemesis second form, and Nyx, most at least scary. Okay. We'll go Nyx, Nemesis second form, and mutated Mr. X. Shinobi 03. Ever since Resident Evil 4, you've noticed the shotgun and magnum aren't as powerful as they were in the classic titles. Do I think weapons got weaker or enemies got stronger? Personally, it's probably enemies got stronger, consider they upped from viral infection to parasitic infection. I don't know if that should make a difference, but the fact that the enemies retain their intelligence somewhat, so it's more like they're just super strength. That's the way it is. It's probably a little bit of both, to be honest. White Chatron, if I had to choose, would I rather have Manif Muff thrown in jail for 3 years or have my girlfriend thrown in jail for 5 years? Okay, well, I know my girlfriend on a much more personal level than Manif Muff, so I'm afraid, Manif, you're getting thrown in jail for 3 years. Eric Winters, would I rather be able to see 10 minutes into my own future or 10 minutes into the future of anyone but myself? I feel like I could do a lot of people good if I saw 10 minutes into their own futures. I don't need to know my own future. I almost don't want to know in some cases. Whoa, W, you worded it wrong. In the area before the Mendez fight, there is a ski lift thing. If I take enough damage on it, a pack of enemies in the water room of the castle won't spawn. So that much later in the game, depending on how much damage I take at the ski lift part of the game, will depend on whether those enemies spawn or not. That is a that's a stretch of game for it to be affecting that much. That's really interesting. Murat Balamza, favorite weapon class in Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. My favorite weapon class? Honestly, it's probably the assault rifles. Yeah. Manif Muff, you were sleeping, you just woke up, you were a first responder. Alright. White Chatron, change my name to I love black I love big black titties or super duper gaybo. We'll go with the former. Gavin Caudle, did I know that there was a planned Resident Evil game for the PSP, but the idea was scrapped? No. I didn't. I would have a PSP, though, if that were the case. Max Park, which Mercenaries minigame is my favorite so far? Which Mercenaries minigame is my favorite? Resident Evil 5. Reunion, to be specific, but in the current gen consoles, it's called United, so basically that. Night Wemos, after finishing all Resident Evil games in the future, what game would I play? When it comes to this channel, I wouldn't be playing different games. I would just be returning to singular elements within this franchise rather than full plays. So, no, you will never see another game on this channel that is, like, directly made. Like, I have a few videos where people could argue it's technically not Resident Evil content, like a shout-out I had for a channel that I played Tekken with, and my permanent subscriber notices, not necessarily about Resident Evil other than, like, how I capture it. But, no, you will never see a game other than Resident Evil on this channel. So, see, I think you were pretty incorrect about the viewers right now, Wyatt, because even with the 2-minute slowdown, I'm still pretty behind right now. Claire Redfield, Amar Smajlovic. Claire Redfield or Sherry Birkin, who would I take as a partner against a horde of Ganados? Claire Redfield. Murat Balamza, machine guns from most to least favorite in Resident Evil or there's a lot of them, Murat Balamza, and I don't know what they are. I don't have time to really look at them right now, so I can't answer that question. Wide Shatron. Choose from the following 2 loadouts to survive the Crimson Head plus Regenerator Apocalypse. Jesus. A. Weed to smoke to get high on to relax. A Glock 17 with 2 starting clips and a drum of Gatorade. A drum. Or an MP3 player loaded with my 100 favorite songs. The Springfield Armory TRP Operator, which is Leon's Damnation handgun, with 2 starting clips and 2 bulk boxes of Pop-Tarts. I'm going with loadout A in that case. Shinobi 03. How different do I think Resident Evil 5 could have been if they stuck with the original solo Chris plan? Probably somewhat different, but not too much. Can't really think of anything specific, but I feel like it wouldn't have been too much different. Well, W, how would a battle royale zombie game with many players interest me? Not really. No. Murat Balamza. Code Veronica knife, Resident Evil 4 knife, and Resident Evil 6 knife. Chris's knife. Most to least favorite. Okay. Code Veronica knife, for sure. That thing is OP. Then Resident Evil 6 Chris's knife, and then finally Resident Evil 4 knife. Wyatt Chatron, that's in reference to someone else. I'll let him answer. Okay. Eric Winters. Would I rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early? I would rather always be 20 minutes early. I'm very punctual. Murat Balamza. Which campaign do I like more in Resident Evil? The USS or the Spec Ops? Well, to be completely honest, I actually never made it fully through the Spec Ops campaign since it's DLC. So I can't really answer that fairly. But I support the Spec Ops more than the USS, that's for sure. That's one of the reasons I hate Operation Raccoon City, because you take the side of the enemy. Man of Muff. You will take the 3 years jail. It's going to be fun. Alright. Colin M16 or AK-47? AK-47. Shinobi 03. In my opinion, which tyrant was the lamest? The lamest tyrant? Probably the Thanatos in Resident Evil Outbreak. Yeah. Murat Balamza. Operation Raccoon City USS campaign characters from most to least favorite. Okay, I could try to answer that since I kind of know. Most favorite is Vector. Then Spectre, right? Spectre? Yeah. Vector, Spectre. Beltway. Lupo. Shit. I need to look it up. I thought I knew all of them by name, but I don't. USS Alpha Team. Oops. I need to be more specific than that. USS Alpha Team Operation Raccoon City. There we go. Okay, gotcha. So, most to least favorite would be Vector, Spectre, Beltway, Bertha, Lupo, then Four Eyes. Yeah. There you go. Wyatt Chatron, would I rather lose all of my money and valuables or all of the pictures I've ever taken? I would rather lose all of the pictures I've ever taken. Will W, do I think having a high weapon variety is good, or is simplicity better? I'd say high weapon variety is good. Ahmed Haif, good morning. Night Wemos, do I take regenerators easily? You do. Yeah, I do. Man of Muff, when am I going to start Resident Evil 0? When all the side projects are done. So, the epilogue and bonus video remake, then the remastered weapon review, then the live streaming of Resident Evil 7 DLC, and then finally the weapon review of Resident Evil 7 DLC. And then only then will I finally be starting Resident Evil 0. So we could be talking a couple months. It's almost safe to say that I'm taking a hiatus from full plays, like after the epilogue and bonus video for Remake. So, yeah, once again, I'll be taking the notes you gave me and Murat Balamza's notes and combining them and making like my own Word document to reference from. But for the most part, I'm not going to be thinking about 0 for a little while. Murat Balamza, grenade launchers and Resident Evil. Man, there's White Chatron with a $5 donation with a question attached. I can't read it on that screen, but okay. Get caught cheating on my girlfriend with a black girl, or catch my girlfriend cheating on me with a black guy. Seriously, man, you attached a donation to it, so you practically forced me to answer. Fuck. I'm not disloyal, so I guess I would rather catch my girlfriend cheating with me with a black guy than fuck. She's not very good to have then, if that's the case. We'll just go with that. It makes me look like a better person. Alright, back to Murat's question. Grenade launchers and Umbrella Chronicles from most to least favorite. Okay. That's not too difficult. So, the grenade launcher AT, I believe it's called. Basically, the Resident Evil 2 grenade launcher version, then the remake version, then the 0 version. I can't remember what they're called in the actual game. I believe it's like grenade launcher AT, SA, and just regular, but I could be completely off. Basically, the most powerful to the least powerful is the order in which I categorize them. I'm all about power when it comes to weapons. Wyatt Chatron, would I rather go to jail for 4 years for something I didn't do, or get away with something horrible I did, but always lived in fear of being caught? Ugh. Well, see, the difference is pay for something I know I didn't do, or live my life in fear. So I would rather go to jail for just 4 years. Eric Winters, would I rather accidentally be responsible for the death of a child or accidentally be responsible for the deaths of 3 adults? I would rather accidentally be responsible for the deaths of 3 adults. A death of a child is, like, something that shouldn't be heard of. Night Wemos, would I play a game that is inspired by Resident Evil but not a Resident Evil game? Not on this channel, I wouldn't. I might play at my own time. Murat Balamza, Resident Evil 4, bolt action rifle, Resident Evil 5, S75, and Resident Evil 6 bolt action sniper rifle. Most to least favorite. Okay, I would go Resident Evil 6 bolt action sniper rifle, then the S75, and then finally Resident Evil 4's bolt action. The Resident Evil 4 bolt action rifle has gotten my head taken off too many times, like in my beginning stages of Resident Evil 4, by Dr. Salvador's. Man of Muff, who cares about Resident Evil Orc? Yeah, I'm kind of with you on there. Okay, I'm actually not too far behind now because I'm almost at Wyatt's donation. Whoa, W, what game gives me a lot of nostalgia? Also, good night, you're tired. The game that gives me a lot of nostalgia is Resident Evil 3. Because it was one of the very first ones. It is the very first one I beat. And it sort of, I don't know, you could say toughened me up to not be so scared of the games anymore. Because I did start playing the franchise when I was 6 years old. Not a good age to start playing, I should, mind you. And that was back in 2000, before a lot of kids of this generation are like, pretty much, I don't know, little shit. Murat Balamza, Birkin's forms from most to least favorite. Okay, my most favorite is his 5th form, which is what, the last one before the final form? So we'll go 5, 3, 4, 1, 2, 6. I think his final form is a joke. He's just a big-ass blob, and you just have to get all the way to the back of the train and just start unloading rounds. It's that easy. The only mistake is if you don't have the proper weaponry on you at that time. Is it possible to defeat him with just a handgun? Something someone should look into. Shinobi03. Regarding the highlights suggestion from last week, here's one to add. The triple headshot from Resident Evil 3. Yeah. See, I will make sure to include any moment that is even remotely considered extraordinary in a highlight reel. Because what I am going to do, unless someone does it for me first, is literally watch through my entire series of full plays. Like, second for second. And any little thing that happens, whether it's a little reaction from me for something that was kind of unexpected, to obviously a triple headshot, will be included in a highlight reel. That highlight reel will be as long, if not longer, than the most popular video on my channel as of right now, the Ultimate Weapon montage. Or Ultimate Weapon Showcase, as it's actually titled. But yeah, it will probably be more than an hour and a half long. I mean, that is something I would enjoy making, but it will take a long time, no doubt. Night Weemos. When you first heard the donation, you got scared. Yeah. Wyatt Shotron, would I rather my shirts be always 2 sizes too big or 1 size too small? 2 sizes too big. Amar Smajlovic. Heckler & Koch MP5 MPAF or a P19 machine gun. Least to worst. You mean best to worst? But anyway. For me personally, the MP5 is the best, then the P19, and then finally the machine pistol accurate fire. I never found much use for that gun in any game that it's in. Alright, Eric Winters, dual-wield submachine guns or dual-wield sawed-off shotguns during the zombie apocalypse? Dual-wield sawed-off shotguns, yeah. Andre Hernandez, you're back. Do I think that it would be fitting if Resident Evil 7 had a bolt-action rifle? Maybe for Chris's DLC. For sure, since it looks a little more soldier-y. So yeah, we'll go with that. Murad Balamza, Simmons forms for most least favorite. Okay. Most favorite is like his Tyrannosaurus Rex kind of form. Then his, like, original, I don't know, giant dog form. And then finally his insect form. Yeah. Max Park, how long do I think will end all Let's Fully Play Resident Evil? So you're asking, basically, when do I think I will reach the end of my full plays? Well, by the time I get to the final game, we may have at least 2 more games in the franchise added since. So, well, let me see. If I were to keep at the rate that I was doing Remake, which was pretty diligent, may I remind you, I'd say I could actually be done with the entire franchise within 3 years. But I honestly do not plan to be as diligent as I was with future games as I was here with Remake. Because, to be brutally honest, the only reason I pushed this hard for Remake, like at the rate I was cranking out videos, was because a couple people kind of unintentionally challenged me to it. Like, a couple people made predictions of when I would be done with Remake. And to be honest, what they predicted kind of appalled me. Because it made me feel like I was very slow. And I was like, you know what? Challenge accepted. I'm getting this done way faster than you could have ever perceived. Yeah, a lot. One person guessed it would I wouldn't be done with Remake until the end of this year. Like, seriously. The other person predicted more like around June or July, I think. Still, floored him. So, because I am done with Remake, basically. I just have the epilogue and bonus video to do, which will be done before the end of this month, easily. So yeah, Max Park, the answer to your question, it is way too early to decide, but let's say 3 to 6 years when I will be done with all the full plays. Depending on what happens in my life, how diligent I am with each game, among other things. Alrighty? What I can guarantee you, though, is no game from here on out will be played as many times as Remake was. So, that should give you a little bit of, I don't know, relief. It's because even though Remake has the most amount of playthroughs, other games could essentially take longer simply because they're bigger games. Alright, but I've been hanging on that question way too long. Let's move on. Man of Muff, why you don't see me online on PS4? So, pretty much the same way I answered the last time you asked that question is because I'm just, sometimes when I get online, I just don't want to be bothered. I just want to do what I went online to do. Just play something that I'm currently enjoying, and I don't know, just not be distracted. So, to be perfectly honest, Manif, I've been getting online PS4, like, several times ever since I got it. I just make myself offline so you don't see me get online. Because I personally just don't feel like chatting, that's all. Nothing against you, it's just the way I am. It's the way I've become on Xbox Live, to be honest. I get online on Xbox Live quite a bit, too. I just make myself offline so people don't, like, bother me. Colin, scariest nightmare I've had that I can remember. My teeth falling out? I don't know. I don't really care that kind of... I don't really care to share that kind of stuff, to be honest. Night Wemos. Resident Evil characters in Resident Evil 4. Or, Resident Evil characters? Evil characters in Resident Evil 4 from least to most favorite. Okay, my least favorites, which probably definitely Salazar. Then Vertigo, then Krauser, then finally Sadler. Yeah. Or switch Sadler and Krauser. Wyatt Shotron, would I rather live in the wilderness far from civilization or live on the streets of a city as a homeless person? Live in the wilderness far from civilization. Yeah. I don't want to be a homeless person. No. Murat Balamza, favorite soundtrack in Resident Evil 6. That's actually that's kind of actually easy. It's the theme that plays between Ada and Leon, which is actually like a re-rendition of the original Ada theme from Resident Evil 2. That's it. Yeah. Eric Winters, Batman vs. Black Panther. Black Panther. Andre Hernandez, it's possible to beat G5 with a knife. Who's G5? I gotta look that up. G5. Oh, William Birkin in his fifth form? Yeah, I can see that. People have done it too, the knife challenge, man. And that's something some people have asked me about. Do I ever intend to do a knife challenge on any game? No. The answer is no. I'm not going to put myself through that. Okay. Wyatt Shotron, would I rather the general public think I'm a horrible person, but my family is very proud of me, or my family think I'm a horrible person, but the general public be very proud of you? That. I'd rather my family think I'm a horrible person, but the general public thinks I'm awesome. Because, yeah. It's just a broader spectrum. And I can handle if my family, like, disowns me. Murab Alamza, favorite soundtrack in Resident Evil 2? My favorite soundtrack in Resident Evil 2? That's my favorite game. It should be easy, but it's not. Okay. It's definitely it's G's theme. It's the theme you just heard when Wyatt Chachran donated. I think it's menacing. Eric Winters, get brutally killed by Angela from Degeneration, welding the Hydra, or be sliced apart by El Garador. Yikes. We'll just go with Hydra killing from Angela. Wyatt Chachran, what was I doing before the stream? What would I be doing after the stream? Here we go. What? I was actually driving from my girlfriend's house before the stream. I made it in my house about 10 minutes before it started, so lucky for me. But after the stream, I will probably be watching some James Bond. Marat Balamza, opinion of Outbreak File 1 and Outbreak File 2. Also, which one do I like more? So, I like Resident Evil Outbreak File 1 more because it's a little more simplistic. But my opinion of those two games, those are the best spin-offs in the series, in my personal opinion. One, because they kind of, in a way, revisit old scenarios, but with new characters, and a broad choice of characters of that, all with their own unique abilities. Yeah, it has a lot of variety, so that's why I like those two games pretty good. But I like the first one more. Man of Muff. Ending the full play is basically the end of the world. Not necessarily, because I already know what I'm doing when the full plays are over. I'm going to be returning to simple elements, starting with deaths. That's the next element in the series I plan on reviewing, are deaths. So, I started with melee move reviews, then I went to weapon reviews, so the third element will be death reviews. Basically showcasing all the deaths, which many YouTubers have already done, obviously. It's just my own take on it. I don't know if I'll do something different about it, but, like, I will make sure to feature, like, almost every detail possible. Like, see different characters dying by the same way, I would still show. That's just a vague example. I'm not going to go into detail because we have years before that. Eric Winters, Black Panther versus Punisher. Black Panther still. Amar Smajlovic, movies or games? Which is more touching? Touching, I would go with movies, to be perfectly honest, especially with the way I am today. I'm more into movies than video games. Wyatt Chatran, would I rather live my entire life in a virtual reality where all my wishes are granted or in the real world? Well, as long as there's no con with living in that virtual reality, I would rather live there. Eric Winters, kiss a Farfarello or kiss a sweeper? Well, can't even see what I'm kissing when it comes to Farfarello, so I'll go with the sweeper, even though I'm going to get poisoned. Marat Balamza, opinion on Survivor and Survivor 2. Okay. At least Survivor had an original plot, more or less, while Survivor 2 is one gigantic minigame, so Survivor is commendable in some aspects, although it's still a game I generally avoid. It's very short, and kind of an unnecessary contribution to the series. But Resident Evil Survivor 2, just no. I can understand why that was never released in the United States. It's not worth it. Sometimes I wonder if it was even necessary to include in the series of full plays, considering it doesn't really have an established plot. Alright, Wyatt Chatran, Manif got shut down? Not necessarily. I was just being honest. Manif, saying you don't like to be bothered, you put myself offline, so you understand. It's nothing personal. Night Wemos, you plan to study while talking to me, but forget it. Don't let me get in the way of your guys' personal duties. Seriously. I'm not that important. Marat Balamza, Chainsaw Magini, Ubisvo, and Mutated Pedro. I love how you're keeping them in the same category just throughout the game. It's awesome. Most to least scary? We'll go with, freaking A. Ubisvo is pretty damn scary, man. It's literally insane, I'd say, with the way it acts. Then, yeah, Chainsaw Magini, then Mutated Pedro. We'll go there. Alright, Wyatt Chatran, a trivia question. What number Castellan is Salazar for his magnificent architecture? I get you. And I remember this line. It's when he introduces himself. Me llamo Ramon Salazar, the 8th Castellan. Yeah. It's 8th, right? He's the 8th. Eric Winters, would I rather never use social media sites / apps again, or never watch another movie or TV show. Eesh. Shit. Well, okay, social media, like, see, the problem is, sometimes I wonder if YouTube is considered social media, but it's definitely an app, so, yeah, that's a hard sacrifice, but movies, more than TV shows, are also my life. See, those are like the exact two halves of my life, so you're asking me to sacrifice one out of the other. Um, hmm. Honestly, I would get by in life more easily if I sacrificed the social media and apps and just stuck with movies and TV shows for the rest of my life. Means I never create content anymore. I would put in you guys. You guys would be having to find someone else. But I would go on 11. Shinobi03. Am I going to cover Resident Evil Deadly Silence or ignore it since it's just original with slight difference? I'm actually going to cover Resident Evil Deadly Silence. If you haven't noticed, it is in my intro. And every game that's in my intro, I do plan on covering in some form. But yeah, so the thing is, Deadly Silence, I'm not going to play as many times as I've played both the original and remake of Resident Evil, considering, like you just said, it's pretty much the exact same game with slight differences. So there's no reason for me to play it that many times again when all the endings are practically the same. So, at most, maybe just a couple times I would play that game. Once for the initial playthrough of both Chris and Jill, and then... so that would be 2. And then 1 because I isn't there like a mini game with the knife in that one or something? I don't know much about it. It is as of now. So as of now, Deadly Silence and Umbrella Corps are the only 2 games in the franchise that I still never played. Like ever. Man of Muff. Yeah, it's in reference to Wyatt. Andre Hernandez, have a version of Resident Evil 4 where Leon is morbidly obese and everyone jokes about it, or have a version of Resident Evil 5 where Chris isn't on steroids. Well, let's be very honest, Andre Hernandez. You know, the whole Chris roided out thing is just, I feel like it's just myth at this point. I don't really know if that's actually the case. It's just crazy how much muscle mass he's gained between Code Veronica and 5. But, so in that case, it's more believable to have a version of 5 where Chris isn't on steroids. A better question would be, have a version of Chris where he isn't, like, buff. There you go. So, would I rather... out of those 2 things, I probably would rather simply have a version of Chris where he's not all buff like that, and maintained his form from Code Veronica. Wyatt Shotron, would I rather have an easy job working for someone else, or work for myself but work incredibly hard? See, I would love it if YouTube paid me enough, like those really good, famous YouTubers out there, I would put 100% into this channel if that became the case. Like, no joke. I would probably be trying to release content every day, and somehow. And yeah, I'm telling you, if this became my job, I would love it. Sure, I'll start working very hard, but it would be great. So, does that answer your question? Eric Winters, the worst sound effect or theme in Resident Evil 4? The worst sound effect. The worst sound effect for sure is Ashley's fucking scream. For Leon, help! The theme, though, the worst theme is the Novistador theme. Just... okay. Murat Balamza, Salazar, Krauser, and Sadler, Leon campaign, hardest to easiest to kill. Hardest to easiest. Okay. So if we go rocket launcher not included, then I will go probably the exact order you listed it. Yeah, I'm going with that. The exact order you listed it. Salazar is pretty damn hard to kill without a rocket launcher, if you ask me. Krauser is also kind of hard to kill, but apparently some people probably find it easier to kill him with a knife than conventional weaponry. And then Sadler, I mean, all you have to do is shoot his eyes. And, yeah. Wyatt Chatron, where did I get the shirt that I'm currently wearing? It's not a good idea to ask me where I get my fashion, man, because more than 75% of the time, I'm not even the one that buys it. Eric Winters, Black Panther versus Wonder Woman. Okay. In that case, probably Wonder Woman. Amar Smajlovic, Ada and Leon, or Chris and Jill, which is more possible? Like, couples-wise, Ada and Leon, because they already performed an act of, like, feelings. While Chris and Jill, if they have, it was behind the scenes. Colin, wish the deaths in the recent Resident Evil games were as brutal as Resident Evil 2. Birkin's third form kill was most brutal for you. Yeah, that would be nice, but to each game its own. Murat Balamza, Alexia, second and third form, mutated Wesker, and Chaos, hardest to easiest to kill. Honestly, Alexia, second and third form aren't that hard to kill, so we'll go, out of those three options, we'll go the exact opposite order that you listed it. So Chaos is hardest to kill, then mutated Wesker, then finally Alexia, second and third form. If you remember my Code Veronica playthrough, I downed Alexia on the first shot with the linear launcher. Wyatt Shottrand, marry Murat, and have to put up with his endlessly telling me how to play Resident Evil games. Dude, no. I'm not going to answer that. Eric Winters, Black Panther and Black Panther and one Regenerator versus Iron Man and one Elgarador. Black Panther and Regenerator, Iron Man, Elgarador. I'm going with Iron Man and Elgarador in that one. Murat Balamza, top 3 brutal deaths in the Resident Evil franchise. Resident Evil 4 is not included. Okay. My top 3 brutal deaths. So Resident Evil 4 is not included, huh? Brutal. I gotta think brutal. Damn. Okay. We'll go with Resident Evil 1's Yawn death. It's actually pretty brutal. Then, yeah, Resident Evil 3, Nemesis Final Form, from behind. Yeah. And then... Resident Evil 5, Ajule death. Yeah. There you go. That took some thinking. Man of Muff, what type of question... Okay. What? Would I rather be the person to explore a planet or be the inventor of a drug that cures a deadly disease? Definitely be the inventor of a drug that cures a deadly disease. Murat Balamza, Liquor in Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil Outbreak File 1 and 2, and Resident Evil Orc. Hardest to easiest to kill. Once again, I don't know much about Orc, but... hardest to easiest to kill... Actually, from what... I actually hated Liquors in Operation Raccoon City. They're a bitch, but... So yeah, we'll go the opposite of how you listed it. Operation Raccoon City, then the Outbreak, then finally Resident Evil 2. I don't have too much trouble with Resident Evil 2 Liquors, especially now, since that's like my favorite game in the franchise. Andre Hernandez, do I think it would be great if they have a Resident Evil game that when I do the knife challenge, they reward you by giving you a powerful melee weapon like sword, chainsaw, sledgehammer. See, that would motivate more people to do the knife challenge. No doubt. By the way, how long do we have left in the stream? Less than a minute. I'm almost done. Okay. Wyatt Chatron, would I rather be completely invisible for one day or be able to fly for one day? Invisible for one day. Eric Winters, be forced to have sex with Resident Evil 7 Chris or Resident Evil 4 Krauser? I don't answer gay questions, dude. Man of Muff, you loved when I called Hunter asshole in Game 6 with Jill. Yeah, right? Mariah Hamza, Hunter Elite, Liquor Beta, Resident Evil 5, and Farfarello, hardest, easiest to kill. We'll go with Farfarello, Hunter Elite, then Liquor Beta. Wyatt Chatron, would I rather be able to create my own Bitcoin and get rich off of it, or be sliced to shreds by roving a pack of Farfarellos? Create my own Bitcoin. Alright, timer's going off, so the questions I must ask need to stop here. So the last question I'm going to answer is Eric Winters, Black Panther versus Wesker Final Form. Okay. Alright, Eric Winters, would I rather be able to control fire or water? Fire. Yeah. Pogiladia, why in Resident Evil 0 there's no item box? I don't know. I didn't create the game. They wanted to do something different. Because they decided if you can drop items anywhere, that would like change the way people play the game maybe a little bit. Marabalamza, Skagdead, Mutated Pedro, and Mia with Chainsaw. Hardest to easiest to kill. Okay. Hardest to easiest to kill. They're all pretty tough. Mia's, though, with enough headshots, she's not hard to kill, so... I'm going with Mutated Pedro, then Skagdead, then finally Mia. Wyatt Chatron, would I rather die in 20 years with no regrets, or die in 50 years with many regrets? Die in 20 with no regrets. Andre Hernandez, do I think Leon would react if he realizes that there is 2 Adas in Resident Evil 6? So you just think Chris took steroids. Yeah. Gotcha. That's right. He never knew that. I don't know. If he realized that Carla was the other Ada, then maybe he would do anything to kill her, but I don't know. And Pogiladia, Nemesis versus Wesker. Well, if Jill can defeat Nemesis, then Wesker so as hell can. Man of Muff. Hold on, does Nemesis instantly kill me from behind in this final form? No, it's not an insta-kill. It's like half an insta-kill. It will put you down, like, to near bad health, and then a second one will definitely kill you. Yeah, it does a lot of damage, but it's not insta-kill. Wyatt Chatron, would I rather suddenly be elected a senator or suddenly became a CEO of a major company? I won't have any more knowledge about how to do either job than I do one right now. So, suddenly be a senator of a state or CEO of a major company? I'd rather be a CEO of a major company in that case. I don't want to be in politics whatsoever. Eric Winters. Alright, this is it. Black Panther versus Wesker 5 Final Form. Black Panther. Yeah, he would find a way. Alright, people, so this is going to end the live stream. Yeah, after that, Wyatt Chatron, I'm not putting off slow mode again. Alrighty, so this will end it. After that, it's pretty much goodbyes anyway. I mean, a couple people are still trying to ask questions, but no, I'm sorry, that's the end of it. The timer went off. So I'll have to see you guys in the next live Q&A, which will be number 46. The next special one will definitely be 50, it will be an hour and a half. Well, we've got a few until then. So, this is Shankster94, aka TheGamersHankster. Rate, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me at these links. Facebook, Twitter, Patreon. Shout out to Wyatt Chatron for being my one and only patron at this moment. I will see you guys next time in Q&A 46. And probably a couple Q&As after that before we finally see the epilogue and bonus video. I have to go through the game one more time with like an infinite rocket launcher to get all that I need prepared for the epilogue and bonus video. But yeah, it's coming. It's in the works. It will be the next thing you see from me content-wise. Alrighty, peace out. Later.